The way the educational system is built in the United States, students don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about who they are and what they want and who they want to be. They sort of passively accept the curriculum that's given to them. And one of the things that we've learned as we've created more interdisciplinary courses that focus on depth rather than speed of coverage or volume of content is that students can create a kind of path that takes them from 9th grade through 10th grade all the way through senior year in a way that they can get really excited about.
In the 9th grade, those foundational courses of biology, history, English really set them up well for their 10th grade year where they'll have more choice in their academic schedule. So they begin to look into what they're interested in and what they might want to pursue. And 2 years of pretty intense drafting and revising and meeting one-on-one with their teachers sets them up beautifully for the 11th grade where all juniors take an American Studies course, which is an interdisciplinary course where students are having to synthesize information and make connections. So the bar is pretty high.
The teachers inspire kids to go deeper, and they really encourage curiosity and connections rather than kind of just thinking about what the material is. If you realize that something's connecting to another thing, it's almost like it's Christmas for them.
In my advanced biology class, I have many students who are also taking anatomy and physiology. And so during the same semester, they've doubled up on science and they're having both the anatomy aspects and then also the more of the honed-in biochemical discussions about these molecules that they're also talking about in anatomy and physiology.
Everything that happens in junior year really comes to fruition in their senior year, where seniors are pretty much in charge of their schedule. They design it. They select the courses that they're going to take, and by the time, we hope, if we're doing our job well, their schedule is going to look like very much who they think they are at this point.
I'm in 2 language courses and an English course, right? So what I find so appealing about it, it's not Spanish or French or Latin, what you'll find anywhere. I get to learn Arabic, an actual practical and not as common to learn language in the Western world. And so that's been nice that even though I can triple up in sciences, it doesn't stop me from doubling up in language or doing an independent study like I'm doing second semester in English where I'm working one-on-one with a teacher and something.
I found out yesterday that I'm going on the India trip, which means that I'm going to go to India for a week and a half. And I'm currently in the Modern India History course. So I finish this course, and then in the spring, I actually go to India and get to apply my knowledge of modern India and live in India for a week and a half. So that is an amazing experience that I am so excited for.
They are also taking advantage of the opportunities like taking the freshman engineering course at New York University's Polytechnic Engineering School, where they're taking classes with college professors.
I was always interested in engineering as a kid, and in the sophomore year I learned about this great program, and indeed there was an intellectual growth by going to the NYU Poly engineering course, but it was also something I wanted to do by myself, and I guess that's 2 benefits at the same time.
When I think about this question of how we help students to grow intellectually, what I love about Berkeley Carroll is that we take founding documents, we have students read them in their entirety in most cases, and then we ask, why is this relevant to us today? So it's a way of taking a poet like Walt Whitman, who I think for many students, it feels distant from their lives. And we're trying to bring that material vividly into their lives. It's a hook in that I hope allows them to experience intellectual growth in a personal way.
I think Berkeley Carroll really helped me to kind of fine-tune and sharpen my skills, especially discussion-wise, being able to relate to other people and talk about how I feel and what ideas I have, and formulate them into something that we can use in class and outside of class.
I think intellectual growth is at the heart of everything we do here. Ideally, I think it's defined both by independence, by the ability to think for themselves, the willingness to take on challenges, to developing challenging questions that they themselves will pursue. But I also think it's about learning how to work with others, how to collaborate, what it means to be a participant in a team, how to step back, how to both lead but also how to listen. All those things really lead to a much more robust and reflective intellectual self and a whole self as well.